fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Metza, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. Man, do we have a fun show for you this morning? The Ekstroms are in the house. We're going to be talking all kinds of fun fishing. We're going to be talking Fisherman's processing, Royal Star, Fisherman's Landing, and just a lot of great time. There's excellent, unbelievable fishing that seems to still be happening in the middle of winter. It's just a great time here on Let's Talk Hookup, and we're looking fun. Hanging and talking to you, Pete Gray out of the studio, just recovering from a little procedure yesterday. Everything's great there, but Corey and I are going to have a fun time talking fishing with you, as long as Merrilee and Tim. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
The holiday rush continues at your San Diego County Ford dealers. The Ford year-end sell-a-thon is on, now through January 2nd. Get our best offers across the most popular Ford trucks and SUVs. From America's best-selling Ford F-Series truck for 48 years to the capable Bronco family of SUVs. Even the all-electric standouts like Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning. Get ready to power through whatever the season brings in a Ford. These are the season's biggest savings on an incredible selection of Ford vehicles. Visit your local San Diego County Ford dealer today.
The lighter the bite and the cleaner the water means one thing. Need a thinner leader, more natural presentations. That's where Seaguar Gold Label leader material shines. It's Seaguar's thinnest leader material yet. That means it's even less visible underwater and creates more natural presentations for better catch rates on leader-shy fish. With exceptional knot and tinsel strength, this advanced leader material is now available from 2-pound test for fishing trout in the Sierra to 80-pound test for big yellowfin in Guadalupe. Get Seaguar Gold Label at your favorite tackle dealer or learn more at seaguar.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Well, as you can hear for our friends that are watching us or trying to watch us, fortunately no camera right now, but we got our main IT guy in here trying to get things worked on. But in the meantime, we're going to have a lot of fun hanging out and talking to you, and so excited that Tim and Merrilee are joining us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Morning. What a beautiful day.
You're not
right?
kidding, right?
Beautiful sunrise.
Yeah. I mean, Tim, I know that you know, but this has been the most fun winter time at Fisherman's Landing that I can remember yet in all the years working here. The bonita have bit every day, like the half day goes every day, like it's the middle of summer. The multi-day and long-range fishing has been unseasonably great. Merrilee, I can't imagine how busy you guys have been this fall and winter. Like, it seems like every morning that I walk outside and see the Royal Star come in, the piles are huge. It's just things are just buzzing still in what normally is a little bit of a slow time of year. It's been really fun to watch.
And in classic form, 35 years with this guy, and he'll still say, "Oh yeah, we got some fish for you."
Yeah, that's exactly it. So that's that's exactly what that's exactly what it's been. I mean, it's just been a big busy time. How is Fisherman's processing? Before I say anything else, I just need to say what an awesome job you have done with having kind of the helm at Fisherman's processing. It's never run smoother. It's never been faster. It's just so streamlined. And I know that was kind of one of your goals when you stepped on board to kind of put things in the most right direction possible. And man, hats off. What a fantastic job you've done. It is a well-oiled machine over there.
Well, that means the world to me to hear you say that, because our whole goal is just to keep it seamless. Team. 6 to 8 bags
Sure,
on there
sure.
as it goes through, and that's a 1 minute cycle for 68 bags. You've got 500 pounds of fish.
Yeah.
It's going to take us a minute. It's just like,
It's that
I love it. I love this.
yeah, the fact they have to be so meticulous about drying the inside of the bag so it forms that good seal.
Yeah.
That's really, I mean, like I watched, in the efficiency mode, it's like, where can we make this better?
Yeah.
That's that one thing, man. I mean, you can't put that chunk in the bag without getting a little bit on the,
exactly.
You got to dry that out.
But there again is the fisherman's processing quality, because you don't sacrifice that. Because you do know that, like, if you just ramrodded all those things through, sure, maybe you'd knock it out an extra minute faster, but it's not the quality that everybody's come to know from fisherman's processing. Like,
yeah. That's you can't help but notice how it's that table ready product. And it's what we've always promoted. The guys take that little bit of extra time to trim all that red meat off, all that bloodline, all that sinew, tendons, all that. So you cut it out of that bag, dry it out with paper towel, and you start cutting your steaks. Man. There's no additional trimming to do.
Every piece is perfect. Whether it's from the north end of the tuna or the south end, like everyone, there's no little 3-inch tail triangle that ends up in the bag. Like every single piece is just right.
well, if you want that 3-inch triangle, I'll put it in.
Okay, yeah, right.
Come on now.
Well, I don't, and I appreciate that my triangle is not in there. The other thing that I was so stoked with, and it was a service that I know we have talked about here a bunch, and Merrilee, you talked about how easy it is, but it was the first time this season that I used it. I got now a 2 and 3 year old at home. Like my days of fishing with Tim on the long trip have taken a very short pause, and I'm very excited to press the play button again soon. But right now, like, I haven't had a chance to go long range fishing in 4 seasons now. I had a great buddy who went fishing on the Royal Star, and he was nice enough to give me a fish, and I made a reservation on my own, not on the boat. Here it is. Talk to Merrilee. Oh, he's number 6. Okay, no problem. We'll be ready for him. Completely separate of his order. When that boat came in, Rick had a reservation on that day for that fish, and it happened as if I was fishing the same. It was so crazy easy to do. So if you got a friend that's going on the boat and you don't want to burden them with a processing bill of your fish, I mean, how easy did you guys make it? It's crazy.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. That's the goal. And then we just re-tag it at the top of the dock, and everybody just stays calm, cool, and collected.
Totally.
Like, it's all solvable. Like, we're not splitting the atom. We're just filleting fish. Like, we got it.
And that's really, that's really the trend now.
I'll bet.
There's, we all know that fishing can be so good, and the volume of fish one can accumulate over the course of 5 days, 10 days, whatever it may be, is generally way more than somebody can use. And in a lot of cases, a lot more than one angler wants to pay a processing bill for, because, it'll get pretty steep. But no, that we have anglers, they've got a whole network of friends and family that, hey, so, and it's just like you said, they call and make a reservation, or they'll divide their catch out among 3, 4, 5 different family members or friends. And
totally,
I mean, what a great way to share in the bounty of the trip, and like you said, kind of offset a little bit of the financial
100%
burden, because it can be costly.
You kidding me? I'm going to get a Royal Starred RSW Wahoo and a tuna. Like, don't worry about the bill, buddy. I got that. I got that handled. Like,
and it's way cheaper than going down to one of the local.
You
venues.
think?
about a tenth of the price.
That was one of my favorite comments that Dallas made years and years ago. But it was when we first had Wyatt, and Wahoo is like a staple favorite. Some Wahoo fish tacos at the house, and we had run out. The well had officially gone dry, and we're busy. We got 2 kids at the house. He goes, well, why don't you we got someone. Maybe you could do a 3-day or something and go get us some more Wahoo. I'm like, man, we're gonna need to go a little bit longer than that to make that happen. But I got a good bud that's fishing right now. Let me see if I can make something happen.
Well, this certainly was a good year for that.
Oh my God, Tim, how?
I'm telling you, this is just once again. It's always back in the good old days. It's like the good old days are still
right here.
Here,
yes.
This was very reminiscent of Wahoo fishing when I was when I started long range fishing in the late '80s, early '90s. This is what it used to be. The fall was, there was a lot of fish, not just scattered on the banks, but you'd find fish offshore on the flotsam, the kelps, and the like. But also the size average. The size average typically of the ridge fish was 40 to 70 pounds.
Okay, and
that's what it was this year. Occasionally you get a 25, 28 pounder, but I mean, there were no. I'll save you the boat term, but there were no small ones. Anyway, they were all nice ones.
It was crazy.
Dude, 35, 40, 50. We were catching 50, 60, 70 pounders every day.
What was so fun to watch from the beach was all the different ways that you guys caught them. Oh, Tim was on the ridge and Brian was at the rocks, and the Excel was offshore in a kelp, and the Royal Polaris was at the top of the ridge, and it seemed like everywhere somebody was, there was a shot at having tremendous wahoo fishing.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is good to spread everybody out. Like
phenomenal. I mean, nothing worse than having one little pocket that just gets pounded on the, whatever it be, one of the banks on the ridge, all that offshore fish. I mean, back in the, again, going back in the day, that was really, it was great to have them mixed in on the banks, but the bread and butter was offshore.
Okay.
That's where the big hits were.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to get the big score, you went out looking for something floating, with a kelp, a dead whale, log, whatever it may be. But that's where the real, scores were. And again, this year, we haven't seen that in so long. I always, talk about the age myself, but we've got a whole generation of operators now that they've never done that kind of fishing. Like,
sure.
I'm not saying they've never looked for kelps, but they've never seen really good wahoo fishing on kelp. So all the, it's the old guys, you got to look for a kelp on the way out. And, it's just young guys, man. They're like, yeah, those guys are fool. They don't believe you. They don't until they see it themselves or do it themselves. They don't believe you. And then we started putting together some catches, and all of a sudden everybody fanned out. And then next thing you know, everybody's catching, making these incredible catches on these beautiful wahoo offshore. So I guarantee you now we've got a whole generation of guys. They'll never drive by those kelps.
Right?
They'll take an extra hour a daylight.
Totally.
It's like, let's leave a little early and look for a kelp on the way out to the rocks because you might get one. So
when Taro was in here a couple weeks ago, he mentioned the 10 years or nine or 10 years he spent on the angler looking for that wahoo kelp. It never ever happened.
Yeah. I mean, there was a huge void, a huge void. And it's just fishing. It just cycles. But going back to it, this is by far, we've had good wahoo years. You remember some of those years 4, 5, 6 years ago, Laos Rocks, where it just kept pumping out hundreds and, but this one
is a special one.
Again, it's like going back to the good old days, man. This is how it used to be. So, and it was great distribution too, because again, that fish offshore, everybody gets in on it. And it's not like the one boat made the score and everybody else goes and gets the spoils. I mean, it was well distributed. And
what was so cool was that was just one of the factors of a 7 to 10 day trip this year. In addition to that was great tuna fishing of what seemed like all sizes of fish. You could go down below and trophy hunt for a big one, or you could be somewhere else and have fishing for school size fish, and bluefin was still in the mix, and yellowtail on the beach. It was everything that a fall long range trip is supposed to be.
Yeah, the bluefin factor now is even that much. It just adds that whole. So, mind you, you're going on your 11-day in October or November, and on the way down, you're fishing for 50 to 250 pound bluefin, and then the next
just
day,
think about it, 50 to 250, and all the gear that's required for that.
Biting, biting,
and catching them.
Oh yeah, both, and even better, not nighttime.
Yeah,
like daytime. drifts, blowouts. Fly lines.
Yeah, pick a sardine out of the bait tank, cast it out, and catch a 200-pound tuna.
Right. Meanwhile, mixed in are 25 to 50, 60 pound yellowfin. They're right in there with those bluefin also. And then the next day or even right there, you're fishing wahoo and beautiful Dorado. The greater the Dorado this year. How many of those beautiful, 25 to 30 pound, that's just jumbos, beautiful, great Dorado.
So cool.
So those are mixed. So you got your big bluefin, you got your beautiful yellowfin, you got your Dorado, you got your wahoo, you got your yellowtail. All the beach spots were loaded with yellowtail this year. Phenomenal yellowtail fishing. And then the big yellowfin down below, right? Yeah,
why
there's
not?
those too.
Throw that in there.
Yeah, it's like going to the supermarket, man. Aisle 5.
Yeah. What a fun problem to have as an operator of you everything's at play. You got, you just figure out how many days you got and what you want to go take a shot at. It seemed like everything you got. It just felt like everything you guys took a swung at this year, you hit.
Pretty much.
That's pretty cool.
Was it every day? No, but there was a lot more days that there were, guys were logging W's than L's.
I love
a lot more.
I love it. Yeah. And I bet that sure kept those knives sharp and moving at Fisherman's Processing. I swear every day every morning I would come to work, it was just piles and piles and totes and totes and totes getting loaded into the truck. And what a fun season this had to be.
Yeah, it was great. I think, you know, you can talk about masses and go from there, but the neat part for us was just the accomplishment of it's like, oh, the system's working. It's
exactly.
going. We've got it. That's happening. Like, and just refining, you know, you're in year 2 and you get to refine what's happening and just make it as seamless as we can for the customer.
It's just such surreal timing that you came in and put the team together the way that you did and put your playbook together the way that you did. And then it just became that well-oiled machine. And then you were just greeted with unbelievable fishing and got to watch all your hard work pay off.
It's pretty exciting. And it's neat. The girls up front are like, wait, what's that one? I don't know. And then the girls leave the desk and run back and look at the shop. They're like, I've never seen that fish before, you know, and this is the biggest one. So they've already got like, all right, we're going to take note of that. And, you know, they just crack me up. They get the men in the lobby laughing so hard when they come in, and they'll have the giggles and they're laughing. They're like, we're just having a good time. How can I help you? You know, and we actually answer the phone, which is a novel thing, right?
Well, give us a rundown of what the process is like. How we talk about it on Let's Talk Hookup all the time, but no one better to give us a rundown of the source. When we're going on a trip and we're going on one of these, we heard how crazy the fishing is. That's it. I'm going next year. And I just booked my spot on the Royal Star. Then what happens when we want to have that level of treatment of Fisherman's processing?
Yeah, so I think the biggest choice is just deciding, do I want my fish that same day? Do I want it fresh that same day? Or do I want to have it flash frozen in the walk-in and go from there? So once you've made that decision, you just give us a call or log on to the website, fill out your customer profile, make a reservation, put a deposit down, and then you're entered into the queue for your boat. So you will fall in sequence by the order in which we receive your reservation. So first come, first serve. If you want to get in and out the fastest that day, make your reservation. You book on your boat, book with us. And that way you'll be right in the queue. We have some people that just come in and roll it over. They just came in last week. They're like, yeah, book me for next year. And we're like, absolutely. We'd love to have you back. You know, so I think once you have your reservation in, then it's really cute because some people are like, oh, I want to get this cut. What do you think? And they're ready to talk about their order from the beginning. I said, how about we decide that when we see what you catch? It'll be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Get your spot. We'll worry about everything else later.
You secure the spot, you secure the fish, then we'll talk about your order.
I love that.
Exactly.
It's so cool. I have become I've become a frozen fish guy. I love the idea. We get so wrapped up into how perfect that fish comes off the boat. You guys on the deck side of thing, Tim, take such, particular care of making sure the product is perfect and all these things. And so your gut always goes, well, of course I want it fresh. It's fresh fish. The level of freeze that you guys can put on that fish and get it cold fast is so much different than what we can do at home when it goes into the chest freezer and we're trying to freeze all that. I've just learned that like the overall quality I feel is so much better to just let you take it, let you freeze it immediately after it gets cut and preserve that quality. And then you can take it out piece by piece by piece rather than trying to take 2 or 3 meals that are of the best fresh fish, but then the rest of them didn't get frozen in nearly the same level. I've become an all freeze guy.
Yeah, there is the miracle of that big giant walk-in freezer that's -10 degrees. And then the care that the team puts in putting your order together. We spread it out on these vented bread wraps actually, and then take it into the walk-in and freeze it for everyone. So it's a huge perk if you go it that way. We have a few customers. One that pops out to me is just an incredible fisherman, Phil Hashimoto. He always gets a same day reservation. He takes a small portion of his order. We bring his whole order out. He takes what he wants for fresh at that point, has us freeze it, comes back within the 14-day window, picks up the rest of it flash frozen.
Love that.
And it works. And I just think that's a great way to go about it. See your whole order, take what you want fresh, cool. And then let us freeze it for you.
Well, that's the best of both worlds there.
Yeah, come back within 14 days. Yeah.
Because you don't have to freeze the entire catch. You can freeze a portion, half of it, whatever you want to do.
Exactly. And the only caveat that I say is that your whole order gets done. You take a look at it and then we'll go from there, because I do have customers come in. They're like, okay, I just want to take 2 fish and keep those fresh and go from here. I don't want your order to get out of the queue with each other. So we process your entire order. Then you can make a decision at that point. So there's plenty of options where we can customize it and go from there. And then other people do. Our smoke is incredible. Like the team has just really honed the recipe on our smoke and our jerky and what's happening there. So that piece of the puzzle comes into play too. If you want your specific fish smoked, that's going to be a little bit longer, but we can get your fresh out for you that day. It takes about 7 days for us to turn around your particular fish. But if you want to trade for what we already have done in the shop, you can leave quick. Like your same day's done.
I love this.
Amazing.
That's so cool. As you can hear, Corey, we just have such a fun show. So excited to have Tim and Merrilee in here and just a ton to talk about.
I agree with you, man. Having Fisherman's Processing in the house and having Royal Star Sport Fishing, man, nothing but good times. Talking all that
up.
Right, exactly, man. All that Wahoo talk got me all fired up. And if you want to join us, you can do so. 833-288-0973. We've got the first hour on the fan. Second hour will be text only. But if you do want to text a show right now, you can do so on the app, only on the app. It's an easy download. It says right there, text a show. It's a one-way message system that we get the message, and we'll be happy to read them. And enthusiasm. You got good things to say about Fisherman's Processing, and we're giving away a full day, right? I mean, gosh darn, Pete puts together some awesome stuff here. An overnight trip out of Fisherman's Landing, and I know we've talked about it in the past. Like if you wanted to, you kind of treat Carl kind of nice, right? I mean,
this is one of my favorite prizes that we get to give away, and it's so generous from Fisherman's Landing. And Tim, want to thank you for doing it. So one lucky caller or texter gets an overnight trip at a Fisherman's Landing, and this is good for any single boat that is running an overnight open party trip. So regardless of whoever your favorite boat is, if they happen to be online, run an open party overnight, there's a spot that you get to go. You pick the boat, you pick the time on an open party overnight trip. And Carl mentioned the same thing too. If you wanted to pay the difference and bump that up to a day and a half, that's totally up to you to do that different. But yeah, one lucky caller or texter, overnight trip out of any boat running open party at a Fisherman's Landing. How cool is that, Rick? Man? Love it.
You said it perfectly, Rick. And we'll be right back on not only 97.3 The Fan, but YouTube, Facebook Live, and cameras down. But you can still join us on there. Just tune into the app. You can listen to us on the app. We'll be right back.
Experience the magic of Haida Gwaii Islands, British Columbia, Canada, at Haida Gwaii Safaris, formerly Queen Charlotte Safaris. Hi, I'm Valerie Hopridge. 25 years ago, I fell in love with these incredible islands, breathtaking scenery and wildlife, warm community, and truly phenomenal fishing. That passion inspired me to open my own fishing lodge. Just steps away from the Sandspit Harbor at Haida Gwaii Safaris, you would be fishing pristine, unpressured waters for Chinook salmon, halibut, giant lingcod, and more. Plus, be surrounded by untouched beauty and wildlife. All of us at Haida Gwaii Safaris have exciting news. We now have our own charter flight to and from Sandspit out of Vancouver, making your trip easier than ever. We pride ourselves on creating unforgettable adventures that turn the first-time guests into longtime friends. You will come for the fishing and you'll come back for the memories. We are booking now. Please call 1-877-815-2892 or visit us at QC. Unforgettable memories are made one catch at a time.
Hi, this is Captain Ray Lopez, owner-operator of the American Angler. I've spent more than half my life aboard the American Angler along with my partners Brian and Lori, developing a team that's as good as it gets. I've been fortunate to spend time on the ocean with so many fine people that I look forward to fishing with. We can't thank you enough for being part of the American Angler family, and if you haven't joined us, we love the opportunity to meet you. Text or call Lori at 619-223-5414 or check AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com.
Hi, Bob Hoos with Costa Sunglasses. If you've got young anglers in your life who are just getting hooked, Costa's got something made just for them. The new Next Gen collection is built for long days on the water and takes Costa's iconic performance for smaller faces. Check out Schoolie, Costa's first 8-base wrap for smaller profiles, and Street Heat, a bold everyday frame with micro side shields that keep glare and spray where they belong. Help the next generation see what's out there and protect what's out there. Available now at CostaDelMar.com and select retailers starting at $130.
Captain Jamie Tennis from Seasoned Sport Fishing here. For the past few seasons, a dart-styled metal jig has come into play in a big way for tuna offshore or even rockfish down deep. AFCO's crossbreed jig has quickly become the go-to for many since it came onto the market. AFCO's crossbreed jig is good to go right out of the package with a 4X treble hook, heavy-duty split rings, West Coast colors, and sizes 60 gram to 120 gram. Pick one up today at your local tackle store or learn more on AFCO.com.
Welcome
right.
back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning and still trying to work on the little camera issues. I think it's going to be back to the old days of just enjoying and listening. We don't have the camera up and going, but we're still working on it. And hopefully we'll get lucky and that'll pop up. But in the meantime, just like Corey, you were saying, great show. And phone lines are already packed solid. Tons of great texts coming. Everybody's excited to talk some fishing with us this morning.
Right. And one lucky texter or caller, we're giving away an overnight trip out of Fisherman's Landings. Thank you, Tim. And totally stoked.
Yeah, you got it, man. Well, why don't we get us started off this morning? Let's start us off on the phones.
Let's go to Mike. Mike calling from Torrance. Good morning. Welcome. Let's talk hookup, Mike.
Good morning, Merrilee and Tim and Rick and Corey. What a great combination you guys are. Tim, you've done so much with the Royal Star and the RSW for the fleet. Thank you. And Merrilee, you've rejuvenized that business there. And Let's Talk Hookup's been a part of my life and my family for 30 years. I just want to end 2025 with a gracious thank you to all the captains and crews and friends that I fished with this year, all the opportunities of largemouth bass fishing and beach fishing and tuna fishing. And I just want to say thank you to everybody, and I hope you have a spectacular 2026. Happy New Year's, and go Chargers.
That's awesome, buddy. Well said, Mike. Appreciate that very much. That's great. I had a fun text I wanted to read. It said, good morning, guys. Always a wealth of knowledge having Tim and Merrilee. Your processing plant does such an incredible job processing the catch. I was hoping you could give us some insight into what's involved into training up your new processors to get them up to speed. Also, what have you found to be the life expectancy of frozen catch, especially bluefin, yellowfin, and yellowtail, when properly sealed in your 5 mil bag, which I'm such a huge fan of? And that's from Dan.
Oh, hi, Dan. Thank you. Let's see. I'll start with the lifespan. I'm going to start at the bottom of your questions and work my way up. So we actually, as long as that vacuum seal is intact and you haven't clunked it around inside your freezer and gone from there and popped the seal, we've had people honestly open a 2-year-old pack and it was just pristine. As long as it doesn't get freezer burn, the vacuum seal is intact. We've definitely had people enjoying beautiful fish 2 years later. Training our team up, you know what? It is, I think it's like any other business that's out there. It is a daily ritual. And part of it is just working your way up so you understand the process. Because I think what we've really introduced is just explaining to our team that how precious this fish is, how much the angler had to put into it to actually get it to us.
Yeah.
It's not just this carcass that got into the tote that we put the ice on. It's like, why do we put the ice on it? Why do we keep it at a certain temperature? How do we go after it? So kind of seeing the whole thing so they understand why there's these wide-eyed fishermen watching, making sure that the count is right in the window and going after it. And with that respect to the fish and to the angler that's there, then we start talking about the technique as far as wiping out the bags. You work your way up from bagging. Then you get, if you get the nod from Raymond and George, then you're going to get on the table. You'll start with portioning, then you'll work up all the way up to carcassing and go from there.
I love that. And I mean, you guys have done it for so many years. Have there been guys that were exactly as you say, that started as the bagger and now they're in a high end position behind one of the two masters on the table?
Yeah, we've got 3 guys that started with us 2 years ago. They're now on the table.
I love that. That's
great.
a cool story.
Yeah,
That's fun.
And I think you said it so like politically correct. I mean, just like from my heart. Serious. No, you mentioned a respect for the fish, and that with the ice and.
Well, I mean, I gotta give clearly I'm a little, I like this guy a lot. And I was with him when he started introducing RSW, and we just saw the difference between like that brined frozen fish and what you get from RSW. So for us to be able to like respect the work that went into it, and then give a table ready product that, is there. And for us, like, it's still also just to talk to the customer and explain to them the things that might get in the way, because we've had customers think that we broke the fish, and I'm like, no, we don't break them. we cut them open, and sometimes it's just a potpourri, and and it's so important. Like, the guys just want to get it on the boat. Sometimes the gaff goes right through that center chunk on the back of it, and that's going to impact the type of fillet we can get for you. But we will take a picture of that. We will communicate. We'll try to get it as high yield as we can. So that you can just go back and enjoy it with your family and friends. Yeah.
the kind of origin story of Fisherman's Processing is something that I like so much, and I've heard Tim talk about it over the years. And you had mentioned that the demand for high end processors was so high that there needed to be another outlet, but it was also a way for you to have a little bit of oversight of the last thing. And you guys do such a great job from, when somebody calls in and starts talking to Tracy to then being at the landing, and then the red shirts helping everybody on board the boat, and then your crew being so accommodating, and all of the things that you guys do and taking care of the catch. And then in the old days, you did all that hard work and then it was just in somebody else's hands. And Fisherman's Processing was just a way of assuring that the very, very last thing that your customer had was a handshake by somebody who was on the team that cared for as much about that part of the process as everything else did.
You said it perfectly. And now by the, grace of God, Merrilee, who, she semi-retired, and then we
drug her back in,
pressed her into service almost immediately. But that is the final, was the final component where we are 100% involved in, intimately involved in every aspect of our anglers' voyages, all the way, and we're accountable 100%. Like there's no, he did it, she did it. It's the buck stops here. We are definitely accountable, and we love being accountable.
Right. That's what you wanted.
Exactly where I want to be. That way there's no, it's like, you got a question, I'm
your Huckleberry.
Yeah. That's right.
And Merrilee mentioned the ice and the totes and the fish, so emerged in the ice.
Yeah.
Was there a boat doing that before you, Tim?
No.
The Royal Star started that.
That's right. Yeah.
Incredible.
We could go back in time and, talk about the whole project, going back to training the younger guys up, what an impact it has on our whole staff when they come down to the boat. And you guys see when they come down to the boat and we're offloading the catch, and I'm still, 40 years into it, I'm still the guy right there with the guys, sleeves rolled up and pitching fish off. And boy, God forbid one of those youngsters, throws one of those fish and boom, it hits a car. Hey man.
Yeah.
Like, no. We don't do it. Every single individual fish is treated with that kind of care, because from the time that fish is gaffed until it comes over the rail, we dispatch with a spike, we bleed it, we do the whole process. We are respecting that individual fish and with the end product in mind.
Yeah.
We want our anglers to have the most premium grade, most beautiful reminder, the beautiful, benefit of their voyage that, again, they can share with their family and friends. But when the new employees come in, the younger guys, when they see that we're that dedicated,
right, can't help but rub off.
And everybody, projects that exact same enthusiasm for producing this beautiful product and extending that service to our anglers, it's contagious.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Everybody buys in. It's like, hey.
Well, and you don't have to buy in. It just becomes a part of the factor.
It's what it is. It's our culture.
Yeah. Right.
But you got to buy in. You got to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
You can't just have somebody up there pointing fingers and telling you, like when everybody, and it's a real credit going back to the girls at the shop, be it Rachel up there, be it Jordan, be it Viviana, be it like everyone.
Everybody gets
everybody. Yeah. George on the line, Raymond, Nick now, Zach, there you go. Zach, all these guys, like they're all bought in.
Yeah.
They all know that this is the way we do it because
we're the premium.
Matters.
Yeah.
Well, and it matters.
Yeah.
It does. Every single one.
And we treat every boat with that respect when it's coming up there. It's like, if you want to bring it to the top, we're going to do it, but we're not going to drag it off and go from there. We really are grateful for the relationships we've had. It's kind of fun for me to be on the backside now, even though I've been with him forever, and plan on staying with him forever. But like our dear friends, like down at H&M, we've got new anglers that I've never even met before, but like Andy Cates and I go way back. And then I've got Brian, and it's so funny. I like, people will come in and they'll talk about their cabin. I was like, well, they were in my wedding. Yeah.
Like, so cool.
Did you know this guy? I fished with him on this boat. Yeah, I've met him a time or two. Yeah.
I do know him.
Yeah.
you're very lucky to be fishing with him. He's a good guy.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
One of the things, I know we're going off on a tangent here, but one of the things that I really, really appreciate about Merrilee coming in and changing the whole culture, but really focusing on the industry as a whole. So we're talking about Royal Star and Royal Starfish. Well, this service is available to everybody, everyone. It doesn't matter if it's you coming in on your skiff or you know, the weekend warrior coming in on their skiff. If they make a reservation, and you know, I mean, hell, if they were here at the landing, I guess we would pick it up here. But a lot of guys will take drop offs. But if you're on a local boat, you're on that overnight trip.
Totally.
As long as it gets into the daytime, we don't come down and do night pickups on a regular basis. If somebody prearranges something, we may, depending on a variety of factors. But the service is available to everybody. You're coming in your day and a half trip, your 3-day, you're on the Poseidon now, which is now at Fisherman's Landing. Love those guys. Steve's great.
Yeah.
We're really looking forward to having a good season with those guys. But you're on, you know, I'm looking at out the window here. You're on the Excalibur, you're on the tradition, whatever boat you're on, the service is available to you. You have that premier fish processing experience, the end product that is second to none. Again, in those beautiful 5 mil bags that are just rock solid. That service now is available to everybody. The process is open to everybody. Call, make a reservation, go online, make a reservation, and you know, you're in the queue.
And yet again, that's one of the things that the streamlined process that you figured out how to make happen opened up to everybody. Because there was a time when the flow just wasn't as open, and it became, I mean, let's call it what it is. It became difficult to utilize Fisherman's processing because it was just full, and there was too many reservations, and there was too much going on, and you just figured a way to make the flow so much so that it's just now it increased the availability to a lot more people and a lot more avenues.
Right. Organizationally, that was the key. There's a few pieces of the puzzle. You know, one, Merrilee mentioned it briefly about the 14-day pickup period. Right. After 14 days, we charge a cold service or cold storage fee. Why do we do that? Not because we're raking it in on the cold storage. No, because we want your product out of there, man. It moves it out of the freezer. So
I don't want to make money on cold storage.
Yeah, so we can accommodate more product coming in. That it keeps that turnover. Going back to the flash freeze, and hey, the more room we have in that freezer to spread the fish out, so the wind blows on it, the better. But you know, if the thing's packed up with fish to the ceiling all around it, we don't have as good a circulation. So there's a method to the madness. There's a reason for everything. Making that service available to that many more. I lost my train of thought there, but anyway, making that service available to everybody was
huge.
And that was by design.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just add, like, one of the things that's really benefited is that we have drop-offs. Like the last time Royal Star came in, we actually had 2 guys come in. They got a swordfish when they were out, brought it in. They showed up at like 2 p.m, which is normally like we're doing. We're like, no, we can't do same day, but we'll have it for you tomorrow morning. Okay. But they come in, and it's anybody off of a private boat. You're welcome. You can call us, you can make a reservation, or call us the day that you got it as you're coming in, and we'll make arrangements. We'll stay late. We're there for the customer if we can be. If you come in at night, keep your fish whole on ice, gill and gut it, and then bring it to us the next morning. Drop it off. We'll take care of you.
Those kill bags do such an amazing job of awesome. It's just such a difference than it was in the old days when you had an igloo cooler and guys were hacksawing heads and tails off to make it fit. Those kill bags do such a good job. Keep fish cold. You can ice, you can slurry. I mean, you can create, as long as you need to keep that fish preserved on hold, you can do it. I mean,
you just said it best. It's like a Frankenstein thing, the hacksaw out in the parking lot, like chopping.
Oh yeah.
Like,
let me mention this. I got my train of thought back, but I want to say that. So we were talking about the reservation thing. There's really the reservation is such a key part of the process, and you know, you mentioned it that, you know, the process will be all full up. Well, we just due to straight capacity. I mean, you can only process so much fish, and again, focusing on the care that we put into the product, we are limited at a certain point in capacity. It's a lot, you know. I mean, it's going to take a lot for us to get there, but making those reservations, we have to manage. You know, we
can plan for it.
We have to manage what could happen. So we do cap it, and especially in those impacted times of the year. Summertime, you know, big days when multiple long range boats are getting in, you throw a good local fishing on top of that. processors hit capacity. So making that reservation is actually really important. Now, do you have to make a reservation to be a Fisherman's Processing customer? No, we'll take walk-ups. We will. And
if you want it same day, that's the way to guarantee your spot.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to guarantee you'll have that processing available, hey, make your reservation. It's $100 deposit, which goes towards your fish processing. Or if you don't catch fish, we refund it. And then we had to refund a lot of them last year early.
We try not to say that, though. I don't want to jinx anybody.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever it happens, we all know. I mean, hey, bluefin are a 4-letter word and a lot of nights. A lot of nights. Yeah, it can be condensed into a 4-letter word. Let me put it that way. But anyway, it's really key. Make that reservation ahead of time. That way your spot is guaranteed. You have your that assurance, and we can plan for it.
Totally.
Like what Tim's saying is it was such a guarantee, because like a lot of this RSW fish, it was really for long range fishermen, right? That's where it was. So some of the long range fishermen aren't doing the reservation because they're like, oh, they'll always take us. There's room for us where we go through.
I got in last year.
Well, now we've got the local guys, like we've got a whole customer base that's in. They're like, oh, there's a spot, like, and they're taking those same day spots because there's only so many same day spots that we can get through. We'll do our best to hit capacity and go after it. But I just recommend is the second that you book, then you book your reservation.
Just book it with the processor.
We preach it on here. We preach it on here all the time. The second you're done making your reservation, the next phone call needs to be to Fisherman's Processing.
And even if you want us to ship it or to have us flash freeze it, like it just is going to get you in the queue in the right place. And it's and it eases your mind actually when you get to the top of the dock. You're burned out.
Everything's taken care of.
Like you stayed up all night. It's all there.
Yeah, all of a sudden
right there. Rachel and Jordan are just going to put you at ease. They're going to take your order. We're going to get it in and go from there.
It's crazy how fast the world comes back to you when the boat hits the dock. It's such a crazy place when the dock lines come off and that boat goes away. Like the world just really stops and emails aren't flooding you and problems aren't hitting you and you're just worried about picking a good bait and making a good cast and catching your fish. But boy, when that boat comes back, all of a sudden, like, oh my God, did this happen? I better make sure those emails got taken care of. Like all of a sudden there's a whole lot to deal with and not worrying about your fish is sure nice.
Just remember to check in with us before you go take your emails and everything. Because that's another thing with the anglers. They're like, well, wait a minute. I already loaded up my cart. It's like, yeah, you didn't check in. We've been waiting for you.
Yeah. So fun.
We need to see you. So make sure you check in when you get into it.
That's good stuff, Merrilee. We're going to be right back and Let's Talk Hookup more with Merrilee and Tim Ekstrom when we return on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG series, all CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. Check out the new CalStar models now available, as well as upgrades to the classic rods that you know and love. If you want your tackle to be state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar at Fine Tackle Dealers.
Seasoned long-range fishermen know that the Red Rooster 3 is the finest fishing vessels in terms of technology, design, speed, comfort, and safety. This 105-foot sport fishing yacht meets every demand for comfort while delivering an unforgettable fishing vacation. Captain Andy Cates and crew are experienced, friendly, and sincere in their desire to help you have the trip of a lifetime. Book a trip on the Red Rooster 3, and you'll be back. Trips go fast, so check redrooster3.com or call Lee Palm Sport Fisheries at 619-224-3857.
Have you been looking for a live bait hook that keeps live bait alive? Look no further than Japan's leading fish hook, Gamakatsu. It's the little things that make the difference, and Gamakatsu hooks drive the point home. With an absolute perfect bend and ideal barbs, your bait swims harder and longer. And when you get bit, Gamakatsu hooks bite back with a vengeance. All hooks are not the same. Go with Gamakatsu for infinite success. Gamakatsu, simply the best. Check gamakatsu.com. Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1970, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, and having so much fun in the world headquarters here, and just such a such a beautiful day after the rain and just having a good time with Mary Lee and Tim. If you want to join us, got a little bit more time on the fan, 833-288-0973. There's a line for you there. You can text us via the app. We got a special caller, Rick.
Yeah, we got Captain Frank Lepresti's on the line. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Tim, Merrilee, everyone. Hey, I just want to add a few comments, and I just tuned in about 10 minutes ago, but, Fisherman's processing is amazingly well organized. That freezer, Tim has put in a tremendous amount of work in there. It's a huge freezer, but when you come in, they know right where your product is. It is so organized, it's amazing. And let me make it clear, Tim's a minor part of this thing because Merrilee is the brain. Merrilee is an amazing manager. She has 3 ladies out front that are so pleasant and so friendly. It's fun to go in there. And that's about all I got to say. They do an amazing job, okay?
Man, I couldn't agree more, and it's just really fun. It's really fun to watch all that hard work come to fruition. It is. I don't have a better word for it. It's such a well-oiled machine when you walk in there, and my boys think it's the coolest place in the world because the girls at the front desk are so sweet. Every time we go in to pick up fish or drop something off, they're running through, and they think it's a snack haven, and like there's girls that are giving hugs. Like, yeah, it's just the atmosphere that you create is something real special in there. It's really cool.
Thanks.
Thank you. It certainly is.
Frank,
all right, you guys have a good day.
Appreciate the kind words, buddy, very much. And boy, I got to say it was fun talking with Frank the other day and watching what's happening, Tim. And I know you've seen the same with this wintertime half-day fishing that's going on at the landings. It is like
Crazy.
a feel that is busier than June in the middle of December, and watching these catches of the dolphin going on. It's the guys behind the counter have like a running bet with each other on how quickly this past week of fishing, like how quickly the guys are going to call in with limits of fish. And like, I bet we get to call at 7:45, and I'll bet you $2 that it comes at 8:15. And it's crazy the rate of fishing that's going on right now.
The bonita. How about the size of them? The size of
Legit.
It's beauty.
It's so cool.
Yeah. I think it's boggled my mind all these years where we just see all this bonita around. There's just tons and tons of it. And it's, either right here on our doorstep, or we see just giant schools of it down there, let's say west of San Martin, between Colnet, and up above there's San Jose. There's just miles and miles of bonita. And I'm like wondering, like, why the hell aren't we catching them here? So
yeah.
And here it is.
Whatever that little
shift happened.
Little shift, whatever it was, they're not only here, but they're biting. That's the other part. We'd see big old schools of bonita out in the 9 Mile Bank or wherever. You couldn't catch one to save your life. They just snub their nose at you. So what a refreshing opportunity this is. And normally, you wouldn't think that it would happen in December, November. But what is normal? There is no such thing as normal anymore. Like we said, we're the kind of fishing that's going on down below. Although we've seen that plenty. I mean, this is a great time of year. It always has been.
Yeah, it really is.
You get that off year where cold water goes down, kind of wipes everything out. That happens too. But more often than not, and it's one of the reasons on Royal Star, like, we're on a 4-day right now, the traditional after Christmas trip that we switched it back to a 7-day for the following year for those all you guys listening. And that's just a great trip to go on.
Yeah, big time.
But we added another. We talked about this last time I was on. I remember we added those 12 days in January. Yeah. We used to always do 2 12 days in January. And you think, oh, too late for the ridge, too late. It's not.
Not at all.
It's actually insane fishing, especially you get down those lower banks between Mag Bay and Cabo. Aleos Rocks is way into play still. And now with all that bluefin, this pattern of this bluefin sliding back down, and that bluefin is swimming around and available pretty much all winter long. It's down there and be it somewhere outside what we call the beach, Sunshine Hippolito, down there a little bit farther west of Uncle Sam Bank. We're seeing it all winter long.
And you're catching it the same way you would when it lives off of San Clemente. Daytime fly line plunkers, sinker rig fish, kite fish, jig fish at night.
And at night too, because I was going to say they're still available at night, although there seem to be a lot more willy in the daytime down there.
Oh, what a shame. Yeah, what a bummer that is.
Yeah, nothing quite like we were on our way down the last trip, and I always kind of got word there were some bigger ones seen. So we had the big fish guys Mr. Yamada from CalStar, and some of the other guys who really appreciate fishing those big ones. Anyway, we took a little bit of a side trip. Let's go check it out and see. We drove through an awful lot of it. I mean, for a long way. Finally, I was like, let's just give this one a try, man. And we blew this thing up, Ricky. I'm telling you, like, even I wasn't ready for it. It was like they were like 250, 200 to 300 to 280s. And I mean, it wasn't like, one boil way back. It was just a detonation, man.
Oh my God.
Like 100 of them at the same time came up, and just like, I mean, I don't quite know how to describe it. Like everybody just screaming. I look out the window and just, holy shit. Like, like,
a lot of man screaming happening.
It looked like bombs going off. Like it's like, like the World War II movie, just depth chart is going off. Just gnarly.
You think about the violence that a 300-pound tuna can have, and then multiply that by 100 fish.
And they were fired up. And again, it wasn't
so
like
cool.
way back there. Those things marched up. They were blowing out 50 feet behind the boat like that. It's just like, oh my God.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you had a group that could really appreciate that and then do something with it when they did hook one.
Yeah, we made good on it. We did.
That's so cool. How fun. Right. Chris was telling us about that trip. What is it like to be on the Royal Star with 13 people, at the back of the boat? Like, what must that be like?
It's pretty comfortable. It is.
And people get lost.
And everyone on that voyage it's got a really exclusive feel to it, but these are like, it's like our good friends.
Your buds. Yeah. I'll bet.
For 25 years, 30 years, and everybody knows what to do. It's just magic.
I'll bet. That's really cool.
Absolutely magic. Yeah. How about that? So you got the big fish guy. The first stop of the trip, we had 4 over 2. They were like 225 to 250.
Wow.
First stop of the trip, we had a puny 195.
Crazy.
That was the first stop. Very first, by the time we put lines in the water.
How do you like to be the guy that's got a 195 and everybody shakes your, well, it's a bummer, bud.
Too
bad you didn't get one of the big ones like the rest of the guys.
Sorry about that.
How fun. Well, as you can hear, the phones are packed. It's been a very busy morning. Let's jump back into them, Corey.
Let's do that, Rick. How about Alex? Alex calling from San Carlos. Good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup, Alex.
What's up, Alex?
Hey, guys. Good morning. I know we were kind of just starting to touch on it, but I was going to ask about bonita. So I just really wanted to see what everybody's favorite way or best practices for harvesting bonita, and how everybody likes to cook them, how to bleed them out properly. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
What a great call.
Right.
Yeah. I think when you bleed them, the best thing to do, clip the gill, and then that membrane that's behind the gill rakers, just, you can either use a knife or just your finger and break that membrane. That'll bleed them out. I mean, if you're not gonna, I don't know how, if you're on a skiff or a private boat, you can bleed them out and then ice them that much better. If you're on one of the local boats, and you can either hang them, or if they have an RSW tank, obviously they go down the RSW. It's great.
Remember old school Tim having the loops of twine?
Loops.
Yeah, the loops of twine to hang around the tail and hang it on the gunny sack hook.
Well, it made a difference.
Oh, with the bonito, 100%. It will.
But those things, I mean, they were always considered a second-class citizen. Boy, you put one of those things, bleed it out, put it in the RSW tank. Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, it's a different level.
They're delicious.
Yes,
they are.
It's one of the things that again, like the new era of appreciating fish care and appreciating the harvest that you have has made such a difference of. And boy, you said it best. And in terms of preparation, if you can find a way to eat that without adding heat to it, it's one of the best fish there is, man. Like it makes supreme poke and sashimi. Like it would rival anything that you would put it up against. It's so good.
Yeah, 100%.
Little aguachile or ceviche.
Dude,
it's
like
come on.
It's sweet. It's like sweet, melt in your mouth, crazy good. I love it.
And it takes like a 4 to 6 pounder to make that happen, right?
Yes,
like the fattiness.
For sure.
Yeah. And so what they're catching is right on target. Hey, we're going to be right back an entire another hour. We're going to be on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and we're going to say bye to 97.3 The Fan. We're going to be back with more Tim and Merrilee Ekstrom.
How epic is that, man? It's just
Hey guys, this is Ali Husseini from
Yeah.
Local Knowledge and BD
Like the
Outdoors.
perfect
I'm a
half
lucky
day.
guy in so many
Yeah.
ways, and one thing I'm really grateful for is my little brother Yosef. Yosef is not only a fellow angler, but he's also an amazing realtor that specializes in helping us in the angling community find the ultimate home. If you own a home, get a free no obligation evaluation online now by typing in SoCalHomeEval.com. That's SoCalHomeEval.com. All you do is put in your address and you'll get a home value report immediately sent to your email. No pressure, no obligations, just answers. Yosef is the SoCal real estate go-to guy. He's helped me and so many of my fellow fishing buddies find what they're looking for in a home. He knows anglers and he understands the real estate market. Not only that, but he's also a really nice guy. How many brothers can you say that about? Go to SoCalHomeEval.com and find out where you stand in the real estate market, and then get with Yosef and find your ultimate home. Again, go to SoCalHomeEval.com and we'll see you on the water.
For local or long-range fishing, we have you covered. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Being a part of the San Diego Sport Fishing Landing gives us a distinct advantage when it comes to getting you on the latest and hottest tackle for your trip. Our expert staff knows exactly what you need for your long-range or local trip, and we will not sell you something you don't need. We carry a huge inventory of the right tackle. So visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service sport fishing operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the spacious and comfortable 85-foot Liberty. With bunks for your comfort, a huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Fisherman's Landing also boasts the best captains and crews in the business, from seasoned veterans to our young future legends. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Hello, this is Captain Mike Totter from Searcher Sport Fishing. Alongside my colleague, Chef Josh Evans, and our dedicated team, we invite you to join us aboard the Searcher. Our fishing trips range from a day and a half to 8 days, available May through November, and include charter options. We're committed to upholding a legacy of top-notch customer service, delicious food, and a friendly and talented crew. Book your fishing adventure online at searchersportfishing.com or call Rachel at 619-226-2403. That's searchersportfishing.com. We look forward to welcoming you aboard.
Do you know why 1 million customers visited Summit Gasoline last year at the San Diego Sports Arena? Because they give you the lowest price on fuel, great service, and easy access, even for trucks and trailers at their 24 pumps. Summit is known for the best price on ice, too. Almost half the cost of any other vendor. 25 pounds for just $3.99. Martha and her crew love Fisherman, and they'll prove it by giving you 100 pounds free with a 35-gallon fill-up. Summit offers over 40 snacks and drinks to choose from for only 89 cents, and even a line of hand creams and lip balms for 89 cents too. Summit now proudly offers locally made burritos and sandwiches, made fresh daily and ready to go wherever the current takes you. Summit just upgraded their car wash, and for a limited time, get a deluxe car wash for only $6. Grab the wife's car, grab a cheap sandwich, and make up for the day on the water. Summit Gasoline, lowest prices, friendliest staff, easy access, and free ice. What more can you ask for?
Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup, coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live. Having so much fun in here this morning, talking fishing, talking fish processing, and talking with you. We've had a great time this morning. First hour absolutely flying by, but we got another full hour hanging out and talking fishing. And if you want to join us, the only way to do it, Corey, this second hour is through that Let's Talk Hookup app and the text the show.
Yeah, and we're giving away a full day trip out of Fisherman's Process, or not a Fisherman's Process, out of Fisherman's Landing, right?
I've got a new adventure.
Exactly, right?
Ride along with Merrilee.
Yeah, so how would that be, right? Hey, you might be able to actually sell that. Watch out. But giving away a full day or overnight trip out of Fisherman's Landing, and like Rick mentioned earlier, I mean, Carl will be so gracious if you wanted to upgrade that, to any open party trip, maybe a day and a half, and pay the extra amount, you can do so. And that overnight trip is good for any open party trip. So there you go.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's just been a great show. And again, if you want to join us, the only way is through that through the Let's Talk Hookup app and the text the show. And as Corey said, make sure you include your contact info when you send in a text. Just a name and a phone number is all we need, because if you happen to be that lucky winner at the end of the show, we want to make sure to get that prize to you. That's a real special one for sure.
It is.
Well, I had a fun one here this morning, and before we get into that, it's time to find out what's going on the water, and I'm anxious to hear this report, Corey, because there has been some really good fishing to be had this winter time, and our private boater buddy's standing by.
And there is a fishdope.com report, and it's brought to us by the Fish Pros of Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Speaking of Merrilee, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I like those guys.
And that's where you get your premier processing experience, as we've been talking about. You can check out their easier online system to book your processing for your long-range trips. And with more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest, and more same-day capacity as well, along with that fine customer service. You can stop by the location in Old Town on Taylor Street, or check out fishermansprocessing.com. And as we've been talking about, don't forget to make your reservation as you make the reservation for your trip.
That's it. Hey, we got him. The private boater buddy standing by. Captain Mark Wish is on the line. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Ricky and Corey, Merrilee, Tim. Great show today, man.
Lots of
fun, buddy.
Morning, Mark.
Let's see. This is the last one of 2025, if I'm not mistaken here, other than tomorrow. Last one for me.
Yeah.
But
another fun year in the books, buddy.
Oh, I was just kind of thinking back when I was working on my notes here about exactly that. Yeah, it's been an interesting year. But I hope everybody had a great Christmas, and y'all got through that weather we had. Oh man, we had some breeze ahead of that weather front there. It was gusting over 60 off some of the spots offshore there. I had 2.5 inches of rain here at my house. Yeah, it was a real deal. But nice today for sure. Nice to see that weather behind us, and we got a couple nice days, but we got more coming for New Year's. So now's the time to get out and about if you guys are going. Surprisingly, with that wind we had, the checking the water temps on the buoys offshore, still mostly 63 to 64. That's not too bad for just about the first of the new year. It's holding up pretty darn good. Bodes well. So hopefully that stays. Now, as to reports, before the storm, we had that really long stretch of really nice weather. Guys had plenty of opportunity to get out and about here and there was definitely some notable catches. Now, along the coast, just like you guys were talking earlier, that bonita fishing, I mean, such a beautiful grade of fish, and a big area stretched all the way from like Dana Point down mostly to where you guys are there, San Diego, and 2 to 10 off the beach for the most part. And even the guys that were out yesterday in less than ideal conditions found them. I mean, they're still biting. For the private boat guys, most time you're going to find them trolling small feathers or small plugs, something like that, or get up on a bird school. And then when you get stopped, fly line, throw a few dippers of bait if you got it, and fly line, live bait, fish with little shiny lures, Colt snipers, so on and so forth, in that like 60 to 100 gram size. Man, they're just eating them up. And really, really fun fishing. Those are just, God, it's such a beautiful grade of fish. Over at the islands, overall, realistically, not too much. Cod fishing has been pretty good. But remember, guys, it's over on the 1st. No more cod fishing until, I think it's April 1st, something like that. So those guys are going to get a break, and they get nice and fat and happy, and they'll be waiting for us when we get back after them. Now, over at Catalina, and again, this is before the weather, we're starting to see some pretty good signal on the elusive white sea bass. Not wide open by any means, but a good sample of fish, both backside east and backside west, and mostly shallow water fish up on some beaches. And along with that sea bass on the beaches, they're seeing more and more of the halibut. Past few years, that halibut fishing over there, through the wintertime has just been excellent. So it looks like that's starting to get going. But realistically, right now, after this much rain and the big swell we've got right now, those backside beaches are going to be a serious mess. It's going to be muddy, soupy, and again, because of the swell, you don't want to be up there poking around. So that's going to take a little bit to straighten out. And then I saw one notable catch. I was looking at BD Outdoors. So I watched this young man's video of just a beautiful yellowtail that he caught just before the storm right there off La Jolla. I don't know if you guys saw that, but fishing a dropper loop with a mackerel, perfect tackle and perfect setup for what he was doing and drifting along. And he had the camera filming, and he got the whole thing on film. And man, he got a nice one. It's a fatty. He's been in there eating all that squid, all filled out and fat, and a really nice catch. Congratulations. And then for the guys drifting swordfish, again before the weather, some of that swordfish is still biting. Outside the 9 there has been the best area. We haven't seen much up here, much less than some previous years. But that stuff outside the 9 there has been pretty darn consistent. And man, you got bonitas and yellowtail and sea bass and swordfish, and it's the end of December.
It's 63.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
come on, guys.
Yeah.
We said it last week. Like, this is usually the report where we're talking about a hot sculpin whitefish bite going on somewhere, and for it to be swordfish and bonita and fly line baits and boiling fish, it's a pretty special times right now, Mark.
Guys, it's incredible. Hey, I want to mention for you and for Corey and Pete. Last week's show, the Christmas Spectacular, was spectacular. You guys did a fantastic job.
It was a lot of fun.
So many good callers. Oh my God. And I got to throw a shout out to Gundy, man. I loved his little limerick there. Short, sweet, to the point, and I'm glad he was one of the winners, man. That was a classic, but you guys did a fantastic job. Very good.
Well,
so that's all we got.
You were greatly missed in here, as always. That was a very fun tradition, and always part of the judging panel for sure. Well, appreciate it very much, Mark. A fantastic report. Sure appreciate that, and we'll look forward to talking to you next year.
Next year, buddy, we'll have something rock and rolling for you. Can't wait. You guys all have a good day.
Thanks,
Happy
Mark.
New Year, everybody.
Appreciate that, buddy.
A great report, Mark. And I want to remind you, power your boat with Norsk Lithium, the ultimate choice for marine adventures. Norsk delivers unmatched starting, trolling, and electronics power. Norsk batteries are packed with cutting-edge technology. You can upgrade your marine power today. Set up your system at norsklithium.com or just go see the trolling motor doctor.
Hey, I want to mention something. If you've got a little Christmas jingle, little extra cash burning a hole in your pocket, Baker Marine has a really cool opportunity. Right now, Fujinon is offering an instant rebate. So as soon as you purchase, you get that money instantly off on the Fujinon TSX 14x40 stabilized binoculars. These are a really, really good pair of what are a lesser expensive version of the Staboscopes like you do on the boat. You can have a very affordable pair of tremendously good stabilized binoculars. These are electronically stabilized Fujinon TSXs. With that rebate, it brings it down to an incredibly affordable pair of binos. And I know, Tim, like there's what good accolades can you not give? I mean, a pair of stabilized binoculars is probably especially on a private boat, is the single best fish finding tool you could put your money towards.
Yeah, those 14x40s too. It's pretty incredible how those are the ones with a little button on top. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they're great.
Exactly.
A couple of our guys that brought them on the boat. A couple of our crew members in the past, they had their own pair. I've used them, and I mean, man, you see like something 2.5, 3 miles away. It's like it's right there. That's probably the most challenging part is figuring out how far stuff. It's right there.
Yeah.
You're like, what do you mean?
It's right in front of us. It's right in front of us. Like, well, don't take them down. Like, just keep looking at it.
That's exactly right. But no, those things are incredible. They're super durable too.
Yeah.
All Fujinon products are, but that rates, when you're talking about taking them out in your private boat, I mean, no matter what, you're going to get bumped around and the like. So
totally.
Yeah, it's a great deal.
And I'm such a big fan of buying from Baker Marine. Like you could buy those glasses anywhere. Like you can find them online, and maybe you can find some website that you've never heard of and will never be back to again and save yourself $20. The difference is you can walk into Baker Marine, and more than anything, you can talk to the guy that when, years down the road, when your glasses do need service, you're a customer of the shop that is the best in the world at doing service and repair to those glasses.
So I bought my first pair of Fujinon 7x50s at Baker Marine in 1987, 1988. And I have never, between Royal Star, Randy, all our crew members, I have never bought a pair of binoculars from anywhere else.
Yeah. That's really saying something.
Everything.
A lifetime of buying glasses for the water.
Yep, and I never would. As long as those guys are there, they are the place.
From right here at Baker Marine. So how long is that deal good for, Rick?
I don't know. I know I got the note about it, and I think it's something that we should probably take advantage of. And you can call down and talk to Brian or talk to any of the guys, and they will absolutely dial you in. It's such a cool shop, and just you want to talk about the absolute experts when it comes to glasses, and they'll walk you through everything. The difference between the Techno Stabies and the Stabiscopes, where your money is best spent. And I have watched those guys talk people out of more expensive glasses. I've watched them talk them into whatever it is. Like they just know the product and know what you're going to do with it. And they'll tell you, like, if you don't need to spend the big bucks, buy these. If what you're looking for is the big ones, hey, get this. They'll service them. They are such a good shop.
And that's all they do.
They're the best, man.
Yeah.
Have you, that tall guy that comes in with this guy? His name's Duke.
I've met that guy a time or two.
I have to laugh. Like, one of his first big purchases, besides his beautiful gray truck, of course, was a Stabies.
Oh,
that was his from Baker.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, Duke.
He shows up with the holder, and I'm like, "What the heck are you?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I needed these."
I love hearing that. That's awesome. I was always thought too, like, the tradition, I'm sure from back when, in the very, very early days of when you first started working on Royal Polaris, Tim, was like the after Christmas trip, often was time for a guy to get his first licks in of driving the boat. And, and I in the back of my pocket, I was always wondering, like, Duke he's just built for the role that he's in now. And like you guys watching from the outside looking in were just the most supportive parents in the world, and whatever those kids wanted to do, I knew you had their back and all those things. But you watch him on the dock and watch him on the boat, and like, this is just what that boy is supposed to be doing, no matter how much it seemed like something else. Like, he's just in the role, and I can't wait for whenever that time is. And I was secretly wondering, like, man, I wonder if the Christmas trip is the first one for Duke.
Soon coming.
I'm sure.
I have customers. They're like, "Put me on the list." I'm like, "Tracy's in charge of Royal Star. I will process your fish, but like, talk to Tim and Tracy. They'll let you know, because there's actually kind of goes down. Dr. Chris Minnick, who's an incredible angler. He was on Tim's first trip on the Royal Polaris, so he'd like to be on Duke's.
Oh, that's cool. Wow. That's way cool.
Pretty cool.
Well, it's really fun to watch him
develop.
Yeah, and pull into the role that he has on the boat now, and he carries himself so well at the shop, and he does such a good job when he's coming through the store to just pick up things that they need for a boat. Like, he'll see a guy, it might not even be on the Royal Star, that's like looking at things, and he probably has a bunch of tasks and he needs to get in. He'll stop what he's doing, help a guy through. Hey man, on our last trip, we were, I see you looking at this. On our last trip, we caught him really good on this one. And like, he's awesome. Yeah. We're really proud watching the role that he's developing into. It's pretty cool.
I actually have a good text.
I'd love to hear it.
Kind of leads into the whole thing with Duke, and it comes from Jeff in Huntington Beach. And thank you, Jeff, for sending us. Good morning, guys and gals. Tim, thanks for everything you've done for all of us anglers from boat to table. Question for Tim: what are you most proud of with Duke, and what's yours and Duke's favorite fishing trip together as father and son?
That's a cool question,
right? I think that I can't narrow it down to one thing when it comes to him, because I think what I hold dearest and what I really have a lot of respect for him for is exactly what you said, is how well he carries himself. He has never been, since he was a little guy, and he was conditioned by some guys that were just merciless, which is exactly what we wanted. He was never that I'm the captain's son or the owner's son ever. Like that just never even entered his mind. He has always been the guy that worked harder to make sure that there was no question that he was pulling his weight and more. But he's a really capable guy. He's super smart. He's very conscientious. He gets the whole mechanical thing. He's an incredible fisherman. He's got really good instincts. He's a great boat operator. He's unpretentious and that combination, and he's got incredible leadership qualities too. The way he works with his fellow crew members on deck, the younger guys now coming up through the ranks. Like he's really a incredible combinations of qualities. And then on top of it all, as you guys know, he's really a charismatic guy. Like he's very likable.
Yeah, no doubt.
And he's sincere. He's
definitely
he's not full of crap. It's like putting on airs. No, he's like, man, he's got a real gift of he connects with people on his level, but I can compare him to some of the guys who my good friend years past, Rollo Hine. He just had this charismatic nature that people liked him because he's a likable guy, and Duke has similar qualities to that.
Tim?
Yes.
Look at you and look at Mary Lee. And that's coming from looking at the outside, right? So you're describing yourself, honestly. I hate to lay it out like that.
I think he's a jerk.
Right? I didn't quite have the charisma that he did. But, the work qualities, I made a joke about it, but it's true. I just bring up some of the guys that Duke's been on a boat. He took his first long range trip with me when he was 5 years old.
Lost his first tooth on the Royal Star.
Yeah, lost his first tooth at Aleos Rocks.
No way.
Tooth Fairy had a hard time.
Mary Lee, he's just going to be teased about that. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know that anyone can claim that they lost their first tooth at the Rocks.
At Aleos Rocks.
Really, at Aleos?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's been a tooth or two lost there, but not the first one.
Right, exactly. Jig it.
So what's your most
cool.
favorite fishing trip with Duke then? To follow up with Jeff from Huntington Beach.
I think that even let's all the history aside, because I told you there's so many
lifetime,
so many incredible things with him. I don't even want to boil it down to one trip, but I'll tell you a really good. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. This story. So when Duke was like 6 or 7 years old, we're fishing offshore, and it might have been his second or third trip, but I just remember he's a little guy. We had the anchor rope out, so we ran up to the bow. We were drift fishing, the bow bite.
Sure.
So I run up there with him, and we had 4 or 5 fish going. It's kind of busy, so I just tossed a bait out straight out off the anchor. We're drifting, of course, and I handed him the pole, and again he's
6 or 7,
like a little guy, right? And I turn back around out of the corner of my eye. I see this 40-pound yellowfish, a nice one, come flying out of the water. And yellow when their tails still going in midair. The thing was it was
fired up,
came out of the water oh, look at that, and just watch his line shoot and go right, come tight on it. It's like this little guy, he puts it in gear and goes, "Oh, I'm on."
I love it. You can hear that happening right now.
At 6 or 7.
Cool. Yeah. Just as
I'm on.
He took the whole thing in. He knew exactly what was going on.
So cool. That's so cool.
It was on the Humboldt trip, and Craig Heber, he was standing right next to me. He'll still say that to me. He'll send me a random text every once in a while. I'm on.
I love it. I love it.
What a cool
That's
story.
A cool story.
Tim.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, I had another fun text. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Fun show. I'm wondering if you could give me a little rundown on what are the popular knives that you and your cutters have used both on Royal Star and a Fisherman's Processing. I'm in the market for a new knife specifically for cutting big fish. That's from Rory in Lakeside.
Rory, that's a great question. Well, we love Anza knives. We carry these carbon steel fillet knives in the shop. Then we back them up. Charlie and his daughter Chana, they out of El Cajon, the lifetime guarantee. Yeah, you got one.
We're
right
looking at
here.
one in the office right here.
Yeah, totally.
They're just beautiful. They resharpen well. They hold the edge well. We've got a Pro Series from a 6S, which will help you go all the way through to a 10-inch blade. They come. Oh, there you go. Look at you.
They're so sharp. It literally went through the sheath.
Oh yeah.
My finger found out.
And our cutting crew uses they're really a solid knife that'll last you for a long time. Biggest thing with carbon steel is you just got to remember to oil it after you clean it and go from there. And then and our cutting crew will also, like on big days, we have a lighter knife that has a lot of flexibility. It's a Victorinox that they'll use. It's a 6-inch boning fillet. And that one really works well for the guys when you're doing over 1,000 pounds of fish in a day. Like you kind of want a little lighter weight. It's a little easier on your wrist, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the Victorinox boning knife. Those are the ones that we use on the boat exclusively for all the dressing. You know, the gill and the gut and everything.
Now, is that the traditional kind of curved blade knife, or is that the oblong like skinning knife? Those are the difference between the.
Yeah, well, I got to look. I'll look the thing up, but it's you know, it's a boning.
Okay.
Victorinox. Yeah, the 6-inch blade.
And the name that like lived on the boat. Everybody coming. I need a Forstner. I need a Forstner. That is the Victorinox.
Yeah.
knife. That's the same thing. It doesn't say that on the blade, but like the word gets carried around. Like it's like a Colt sniper that really hasn't been called a Colt sniper in several years. Their current sniper, but like it earned that name. You know, it's like a Kleenex or a Xerox. Like I need a Forstner. No problem, buddy. Here you go. That's this one. Yeah. And I know they come plastic handle, wood handles. Is there a familiarity on the boat? Like the thing with an Anza knife, that's like my favorite, let alone the fact that an Anza comes with the best blade in the world. The handle that they have is fantastic. Like it melts into your hand, and it's
I think
so
they're works of art.
They really are.
Like each blade is made individually, each handle is adapted individually, so they're beautiful. As far as for us, we really like things with less grooves so that we can keep it clean and sanitary, like at the shop.
That makes sense.
There. And just wear and tear on your hand, right? Like as you're going through. But I think for the everyday angler going through, you've just got to hold it in your hand and get a feel
See what's
for
right.
it. But I'm very partial to those Anza knives as far as like just because they're highly functional, but they are just beautiful. And the workmanship, they're guaranteed for a lifetime. They're great.
And it's one of those things, if you take care of it, it will literally last you forever.
It will.
And Pizza's got an antler handle on it. It's just beautiful, right?
Yeah. We've got a really cool little fillet with a red inlay on it right now. That's like $110, and it's a perfect just.
Oh, you sell them right there at the. You do.
Yeah.
So you can just step in and get one.
Yeah, exactly. Then one we gave Tim for Christmas. It's I think our whole crew has it now. It's just a little arrowhead fillet. Like it's just incredible, and they're
cool.
Just a great little handy one. Comes
Yeah,
with
a little
sheath.
belt knife. Those are epic.
And you can get one at the shop right now. You can pop in. You can pop in today and go get one.
Well, maybe not today because we actually are taking a holiday.
Hey, all right, good.
But you can on the 30th. I'll be back there on the 30th.
I like it.
Or you can order online. It's on our website. If you just click the shop button instead of reservation, anything we have in the shop is right there.
Oh, how cool.
Between our spices, the knives, any of the Grundon's gear. Yeah, it's all right there.
And I didn't even think about it, but with nearly every boat leaving the day after Christmas, your
30th is going to be our first back in business with Royal Star coming back, and then we got almost the whole fleet coming in on the 31st.
Yeah,
which
you're gonna
is
have
really exciting.
You have your work cut out for you that day. It's going to be a big morning.
No,
I know.
We hope so. It's
I'll
so
bet.
great. Like,
we hope so.
Yeah.
Man, we love it.
That's
I hope they all
cool.
get them.
All right. Hey, I had another great text come through. It says, "Good morning, guys. This is John from Mira Mesa. Tim and Merrilee, my apologies if this has already been covered because I was unable to tune in for the first 15 minutes or so. I'm very familiar with the reservation and deposit system policy. I've used it. It works great. My question was about private boaters, kayakers, and shore pounders. Can we make a reservation? Do you allow for walk-ins? I know it depends on how busy you are. You covered that a little bit, but he brings up a great point, and you talked about it. That's a service that is available. And one more time, if he's in the skiff private boat mode and wants to take advantage of Fisherman's processing, how exactly is it done?
Yes. So the answer is yes and yes. So really, I would recommend if you know you're going out for the day, you can go online, make a reservation, and you would just say you're going to be a drop off is what you would hit instead of a boat. Or call the girls at the shop and we'll take care of it for you. And then you can call us on the way in, go from there, and we'll, the biggest key for you is to try to gill and gut if you can, or at least bleed your fish out and keep it on ice whole.
Got it.
keep it on ice hole. We will work with you if you've chunked it or filleted it, and we'll try to doctor it up for you. It's not going to be what our team can do for you. We're just going to be trying to repair as opposed to just give you something that's there. But keep it on ice, bring it into the shop. We're open from 8 to 2 for the public. If you call us, we will make appointments earlier in the day if you need to drop off, which that's a big help for the private boater, kayaker as you're going through. And then also the team at night. Like if you actually just keep your fish whole on ice, if you came in at night, you can meet us there the next morning and do an early morning drop off too.
That's what we started to do too. Like we were always trying to make the rush and get it for I think the fish turns out better quality if you let it just chill on ice overnight. Like get done with your day, get your boat put away, get that kill bag, put a couple of good bags of ice on it, get that thing loaded up and zipped up. It's going to keep in the back of your truck just fine until it's convenient even if it's not till the afternoon in the next day. Like just that thing will be perfectly preserved. And there's something about fish that's been held on ice on the bone. You get one of those bags and put plenty of ice in it. The quality is going to be perfection.
Yeah, I'm very partial to those to the Deckhand Sports kill bags.
Mm-hmm.
They don't leak. Dave's just done an amazing job with them. We're back in stock. We carry them because it's amazing to me how many anglers come to the shop and they have no cooler. And I'm like, you have this beautiful fish. Come on, man. Don't put it in a box or a garbage bag. Let's go.
no cooler or I just didn't realize I caught that much fish. Like this guy shows up with a 48 quart, igloo. It's like, yeah, bud, you need a truck full of those things to load all this in here. And those bags are amazing how much volume they can hold. And then when you're done, you roll them up and throw them in the corner of the garage. Yeah, that's such a slick way to do it.
Yeah, very much, very manageable. But
that's the best part, the storage of them, man. Afterwards, the coolers are just giant.
And thanks for the question. We welcome every fisherman. We are here for sport fishermen, and whether you're on a kayak, your private boat, or you're on any of the boats around here, we'd love to take care of you.
And we haven't talked about it, but Seaforth, you do.
Oh yeah,
cater over
1,000%.
Cater. We love Seaforth Landing.
Yeah.
We love it all. Yeah, we're over there every time, every day. We've even gone back over because there was a point where they thought Fisherman's Processing didn't go over there. So if we know boats are coming in, we just show up every morning and we're there and available for
That's
you.
awesome.
And if you've got a charter group or something and,
100%.
12 or 15 guys on a boat, they all want to utilize Fisherman's Processing. That's pretty convenient.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, I had another fun one. Good morning, Rick, Corey, Tim, and Merrilee. What a great show, and I'm having so much fun hearing about this all. You guys always have produced nothing but the best quality products. My question for Tim and Merrilee, what is the favorite fish at the Ekstrom household, and what is your favorite recipe to prepare? That's from JJ and OB.
Wow.
We eat a lot of fish.
Yeah, we eat a lot of fish, but it's a whole variety. I mean, I still, I don't want to say that I probably like tuna the best, of everything that we partake in. Then again, I don't know. The yellowtail is pretty good too.
Yellowtail is so hard to
beat. A lot of
beat.
it depends on what the preparation is, but I mean, you just cannot beat the yellowtail, especially that beautiful RSW product. But in fish tacos, grill, I mean, yeah. It's all good. I mean, I really don't want to narrow it down.
Totally.
And then I'm thinking, well, there's bluefin or yellowfin, which, they're both great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, please. And thank you.
Yeah. My favorite is yellowtail. It is my favorite fish to eat, but I have to say with this wahoo bite that came in, Tim did this, he actually spoils me rotten at home. So we did sauteed spinach on the bottom, and then he made jambalaya.
Oh yeah.
Say what?
Put that on top of the spinach,
wahoo.
and then he blackened wahoo and put a blackened wahoo fillet on top. Yeah, that's Casa de Ekstrom if you guys want to come by.
I had blackened wahoo on the Royal Star. I don't like saying this because it starts to make me feel it was probably 15 years ago, and I've been chasing that dragon ever since. And it's it's become one of my favorite ways. If I'm gonna put heat onto fish, it's one of my favorite things, and I still haven't been able to pull it off the same way. But I've been chasing that my whole life. A piece of blackened fish on rice is about one of my favorite things in the world, and it's your fault that is a thing.
Yeah. The fish that turned out just insane blackened was those pargo. We didn't even mention those pargo on the radio.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
Pargo fishing too. Talk about a fish in RSW. Oh my God! But those pargo blackened. God, they're incredible. Anyway, I like eating fish.
Yeah,
it's all good.
It's coming through.
Yeah, it's all good.
We're getting that.
That's the beauty of it.
It's kind of fun. That's at the shop. Everybody's like, how do you cook it? And then Catherine, who runs the front and takes care of everything, she's actually a chef. So I'm always like, Catherine, what are we doing with this one? I know what Tim and I are eating.
What
and
a
then go from there.
team
So,
you put together. This
Right?
is so cool.
I'm so proud of them. Like they're just so much fun to work
I
with.
love
and,
this.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Something else about the product from there. I was like the biggest fish snob in the world going back to the fresh thing. I was like, oh, if it's not fresh, I'd stub my nose out. I have a freezer full of fish now.
Oh, man.
It's that good.
Yeah,
We just did a
we've got
bluefin stir fry. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you
it
pull a
was so
chunk out of there, thaw it out for exactly that, for any kind of cooking preparation. Dude, it's as good as you're gonna get. Just absolutely fantastic. And I don't even know, it's not like I don't put a label on it. There's stuff that's still been in there for a year, maybe even 2 years. I can't tell when I thaw it out, because the wintertime, when we're tied up for maintenance, we've got 30, 40 days consecutive to the dock. We don't have the fresh product come in.
Here we go.
We hit that freezer hard. And it's all just as good.
It becomes a fun, it's one of the fun parts of it is you open it up and you start looking at your inventory, what you got and what you're going to make out of it and how it's going to become. It's one of my favorite parts about it. Although, okay, what label do I got over here? Okay, yeah, we're going Wahoo tonight.
Oh man, we've done so many fun meals. We just did bluefin enchiladas, right? And we made some Wahoo enchiladas. Like we'll mix it up all the time.
Fish enchiladas are
That sounds
they
incredible.
really are.
They're so great.
I have to ask you, do you sell the blackening spice?
Well, yes, we do.
Okay, well there it is. I mean, that's really a key to the whole thing
you can
too.
go online right now and pick it up. Just hit the shop button and then look through the spicings. There's a Cajun blackened spice, and then there's also the sweet Cajun that is really
that's
popular
so
too.
good.
Trying to figure it out. I got my spices on the list. I got my knife on the list. Anne's a knife. My fish bag.
I'm like, since we're talking about it, there's no way I couldn't mention it. The poke kit is so stinking easy, and it is the biggest crowd pleaser there is. Like, you want to impress friends from coming over, you literally can thaw a bag, or you can take your fresh, you cut it into cubes, you put the dry and the wet and mix it together. You do nothing. Like, it makes you such an all-star when you've got that product, and that poke kit is my favorite. I love it.
It's our bestseller, tried and true. And then we always just are like, hey, don't forget, just chop up some green onion, throw it on the top, some cucumber, avocado, whatever. Just
to add a little bit to it.
Just a little freshness. You want to have a little fresh to go with
You
it,
can
but
be-
it's awesome. People are giving that as gifts for holidays.
I'm sure.
The December crew that came in with their fish, they were like, I'm gonna get 4 of those poke kits, and I'm like, yeah, just put it in a gift bag here. Put a fillet of fish, this next to each other. It's a great gift.
You can be like me and be a little bit lame in the kitchen and just come out looking like an all-star with it. There is nothing to it. You cut it into a cube, you mix it, you put it in a bowl, and everybody's just, oh my God, this is the best I've ever had. Like, well, I got the touch, man. What can I say, man? It's all about ingredients, man. You just got to know what you're doing.
That's good stuff, Rick. I wanted to bring your attention. This part of the show is brought to us by Dana Landing on Mission Bay. It's your one-stop shop for everything you need to go fishing, a complete deli, beverages, boating supplies, as well as one of San Diego's most complete saltwater tackle shops right there at Dana Landing on Mission Bay. You can also check out East County Bait and Tackle and Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle with the best in freshwater and saltwater tackle along with live bait. Dana Landing is right next to the Dana Launch Ramp, Mission Bay, and ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway in Rickyville right there. And Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle is on Broadway in Lemon Grove. For all that, you can check danalanding.com. And we're going to be right back. More with Tim and Merrilee Ekstrom when we return on the Let's Talk Hookup app and YouTube and Facebook Live.
Here's exciting news from Baker Marine and Fujinon. For a limited time, get $175 of instant savings on the Fujinon TSX 1440 stabilized binoculars from Baker Marine. Talk about the perfect gift for anyone that spends time on the water, or the perfect time to finally get your pair. Now is the best time to upgrade your gear to a pair of Fujinon stabilized binoculars from Baker Marine. Baker Marine has been selling binoculars for decades, and they service all brands right at their San Diego Shelter Island location. The Fujinon Tech TechnoStabi TSX 1440 is the best value in stabilized binoculars, period. They deliver rock-steady vision even in rough waters. And now, for a limited time, get an instant rebate of $175. Baker Marine is the largest Fujinon retailer on the West Coast, and when you buy from them, they'll be there when your binoculars need service. Stop by their store on Shelter Island in San Diego and grab your instant savings now. This offer ends soon, so get your pair from Baker Marine. Learn more at bakermarine.com.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at royalstarsportfishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Hey, it's time to talk about great gear from Shimano and all this talk about fishing on board the Royal Star. It's actually one of my favorites, and I was hoping it was the story. We talked about the fun of Duke over the years. The number of Trinidad 14As that we have sold telling the stories of young Duke fishing at Guadalupe with a reel that was far too small to be catching the tuna that it did over and over and over. I've told a story about a particular Trinidad 14 that lived on the Royal Star for a bunch of years and never needed service and never needed anything. And that Shimano product just, it seems to go through the trenches and comes out the other side perfect all the time.
That's one of the, I mean, I can say, and you guys can imagine how many fish I've seen caught on Shimano reels over the years. And of all the years, all the big fish, I mean, you know, we're talking 25, 30. I've seen one Shimano reel break when a fish was actually
Shimano. Many years ago,
One.
Baja pioneer
Amazing.
Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having so much fun in the world headquarters with Merrilee and Tim Ekstrom. And Tim was finishing up with that story about Tim with that 14A, and that reel continued on.
That thing caught hundreds of fish. We kept it on the boat. We would use it for hook and hand when Duke wasn't on the boat. But I remember, Ricky, I brought that thing in. It finally, after, I don't even know, 4 years or something. And hundreds of not like bass. I mean, tuna, yellowtail, fish that pulled, pulled drag, pulled line. And it finally locked up. And by the way, we never took it apart.
Yeah.
We didn't oil it.
Lived on the boat.
Yeah, lived on the boat. Yeah, you rinse it off with fresh water. Yeah.
For years.
And it finally got a little stiff. I think the drag was a little sticky or whatever the hell it was. And I remember bringing it to the tackle shop and Ricky and the guys are like, I will send this up to Shimano. And they just sent me back a new one.
That reel deserved to be put on a shelf somewhere, and they said exactly that. Like,
no,
we're just the list of parts that this one needs. We're just going to send him another one.
Yeah, and it was just a warrior, man.
It's so cool.
Like, put that thing in a case somewhere. I don't even know. You couldn't even keep track of it. That thing probably caught more fish than 100 of those reels combined.
That's cool. Well, I had a fun text, and it says, Merrilee, I love Fisherman's Processing. Use you guys all the time. I don't live in Southern California, and I aspire for my home processing of both fish and game to be on the level of Fisherman's Processing. Can you give me some tips for a home processor that utilizes you guys whenever I have the opportunity? But for game and for my fish at home, it's a little too tough to make it down there. What are some of the tips I can do to produce the level of quality that I see come out of Fisherman's Processing?
Wow, great question. I think whether it's game or fish, the the care you take right at the point of kill, and to maintain it, keep it at the right temperature as it's going through. And then, it's all in the instruments that you have. You've got to have sharp knives. You've got to maintain it's just food safety, right? You've just got to keep it at the right temperature the whole time, so that once you get it to a vacuum sealer, you go from there. And I apologize, a lot of people ask me about like home vacuum sealers or what the great, we have commercial machines that I could recommend from there. I'm not too familiar because I seem to have this shop that I can vacuum seal at, that goes from there. But I would just say, just follow food safety habits. Like, honestly, make sure you're clean when you're processing the surfaces that you're using. Use sharp knives to go after it, and then really dry out the bags. Make sure no contaminants get in there with it. Vacuum seal it, label it, and then just enjoy.
That's awesome advice.
That's as simple as that sounds.
Awesome advice.
But as simple as that sounds, you're home.
Well, you kind of forget. You forget, like, hey, wait a minute.
Totally.
I cut onions on that. Well, you're putting your game meat on it. Like, come on. Like, food safety is really important.
But as simple as that is, the home system will never be what Fisherman's processing is.
Right.
I mean, just plain and simple.
Well, it's designed for it. But, I'll just reiterate that. Starting with at the point you actually take it, whether it's game or fish, it really starts right there. It's how you handle it. You know what I mean? Anything, if you mishandle it at all, if you beat it up, if you don't bleed it in time, if you don't dress it out, you don't get it on ice right away, you don't, like if you miss, or even if you delay it, especially in the case of fish, warm day, you delay it, and it sits there on deck for 8-10 minutes, and you don't really tend to it. Well, you're gonna see that
you're going the wrong direction.
I really, it's a great opportunity to make the point when we're talking about fish processing in general and the product coming off the boats and the end product that comes out of Fisherman's processing. The end product is going to be as good as we can possibly make it with what comes in the door,
with what you're provided with.
Right. And listen, everybody out there, depending on what boat you're on, I mean, there is a difference. And I know that there's a bunch of our colleagues, they really take the end quality of their product seriously now. That it's obviously, this is 20 years after the introduction of RSW, 22 years after the introduction of RSW. So there's a lot more care, a lot more focus now put on the end quality product. But there's still, we can only do what we can do with what comes in the door. Right. And if it's a day that a boat's refrigeration system was overwhelmed or something happened or whatever, if it just wasn't taken care of as well as it could be, that fish comes in the door and it's soft. It's banged up. It was chucked into a cart and, rolled around like it was in a friggin' trammel or something like that. They're banging around up on the sidewalk. Like, that fish is going to be bruised. Yeah. It's going to be soft. The guys at the table, they're going to do everything they possibly can to make what they can of it. But, the skin wants to stick to the meat.
Sure.
The skin, the meat separates along the grain. All of that is a result of something that wasn't done in the process before you got it onto the fillet table. And again, that doesn't matter if you're at home or if you're there at Fisherman's processing. Right. So that part of the process, those steps are so critical to achieving that, that beautiful product in the end.
We had that happen through this last end part of the season when the wahoo came on. There was actually, some wahoo that came in that we left the skin on so that they could actually cook it and fillet it and go from there. And at first they thought we had kind of gypped them, like we hadn't gotten. We're like, no, like here's why. Like, this is the condition it came in, and we had them watch us cut open the next fish, and they're like, now I understand.
And it was better left on the skin to keep it intact.
And you throw that on a grill or in a pan, and then the skin will just come right off. But that way you get a solid piece to cook for your family and go from there. Again, like, just out of respect for the effort that you put in and the fish that was there, we're going to do our best to get it ready for you to consume.
You've given us some inside baseball over the years about the difficulties of when a stop is really hot and heavy and a ton of fish come on board, and how it can vary temperatures, and that your system was built not in an auto sense. Like, you can make adjustments to if you've got to really pour the cold on, but there are times when it's all about getting the fish cold. And if you put a whole bunch of hot things inside the water, it's going to raise the temperature. It's just how things work.
Yeah. And obviously depending on how
and every system on every boat is
each
different.
Boat system is individually set up. But I know on Royal Star, we set our system up. We're like 10 times the capacity we need for that one day.
Right.
That one time when we've got a load of fish on the deck. It's happened a couple of times this year where, say for example, we'll fill one tank and we still have 8, 10, 20 fish, and we're still catching them. We have to start another tank. We got to get the bait out of there. We got to get the fish down. We start off with a temperature of 74, 75 degrees. Our system, we pull like 14 degrees an hour, 16 degrees an hour. So we can chuck those fish down in there at right away. We get them dressed out 74 degrees. Well, it's bombing down. In an hour it's at 60. In another hour it's at 46. In another hour it's at 32.
That's crazy.
You're done.
From the start. That's
right.
That is crazy.
And like a tuna, for example, their internal temp is like 4 or 5 degrees above whatever ambient water temp is. So if you catch a tuna at 74, 75 degree water, its internal temp is like 78, 79. You dress it out and you put it even in 73 degree water, it's already refrigerating.
It's already coming down.
It's already coming down.
Yes.
Exactly.
And that's something we didn't know, Tim, prior to 20 years ago. That tuna are actually warm-blooded.
Oh yeah, they are. So as long as you're getting that down fast, that and holding that temp, it's really key also. There's all kinds of, I know you've talked about that inside baseball, but there's another thing that's really critical. And we learned this on Royal Star long ago where, hey man, sometimes they get inside the wire, man. Everyone's got one on.
Sure.
You're dressing fish out. They're biting nails. There's fish on the deck. We stop. We just stop. That's it. Everybody take a break. Coffee.
Keep the lines out of the water.
Out of the water. We stop, get everything dressed, get everything clean, get it down. Okay, let's go again. The fish aren't going anywhere. We'll keep throwing bait, or we'll just get right back. Who's going to be the first? Right away, and you're on again. But that is it's so critical. I remember years past, and I don't know about practices in other boats, but I know what the end product looks like. And you just start piling those things in the fish box. You have them laying all over the deck. It's 80 degrees. It's tropical. You're down to 13 in August. It's just like baking sun. Hey man, like you have a responsibility. You got to take care of that product first.
I love
You
that.
can't just keep catching it and letting it, roast in the sun. Flip it over. That side's done. No man, you gotta stop. You gotta pull the throttles back a bit, take care of the fish. We're responsible for that. So we got to make sure we take care of that and now go again.
I've got to be a part of that one time on Royal Star, and you'd think that somebody might think sideways about, oh, okay, everybody done, take a break, stop fishing. It's the opposite that you would think. It becomes the ultimate camaraderie. All of a sudden it gives everybody a chance to take a breath. And everybody grabs a cold one and starts high-fiving, and you start laughing about how insane of a scenario that you happen to find yourself in. It's the ultimate thing. Then you watch the boys go to work, and it was the exact scenario that you talked about. Like, the fish were coming on so fast that the well wasn't ready, so all of that bait had to go somewhere. You topped off all of the top boxes, and there was still probably 15 scoops left. Well, all that went over the side. So imagine what wide open fishing is like, and now everybody stops fishing and the remainder of bait gets thrown over and watching everything go crazy. And then Tim goes, okay, go for it. And then every single person has one on again. It just creates this ultimate scenario that everybody's high-fiving, and it's why you go. It's why you do those trips.
It is. I like that fish watching.
Yeah, totally.
You keep throwing bait and they're just, just throwing, everybody's
and
wait to drop in again.
That was it.
Building that suspense.
But everybody had already caught 4 or 5, you know what I mean? So there's no pressure. Everybody's having the time of their lives, and you were forced to stop and watch the show, and it hit the reset button. You really appreciated where you were and what you were getting to do, and then you watch all these fish going crazy. And then when you said go again, it was, oh man, good luck, look out! It's
a great. What a great way to make the point. It does. It makes you stop and appreciate it. But again, going back to the principle of it, it's like, hey man, again, you got to prioritize
job's
that
number
product.
one.
If you prioritize the end quality of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something that obviously that's been our signature. It is our signature.
That's right.
We take a lot of pride in that product that we produce, and there's a whole series of steps that you have to adhere to in order to achieve that.
Yeah. It's cool.
It is. I actually have a good text, and it's we were talking about the bonito earlier, so it kind of fits in line with that. And it comes from Brian in Fountain Valley. This is good morning, guys and gals. And I want to take my teenage daughter down to San Diego to catch some of those bonito.
Yeah, you do.
Right? What would be a good setup for the novice, intermediate fisher girl? And P.S. She's not the greatest of casters, and maybe not have to. I mean, of course, want to come down and go out on the new Seaforth or the Dolphin or the Daily Double, but may not have to come this far. Maybe even
Dana Point's had great fish.
Dana Harbor.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
I'll say one thing
Yes.
as the only woman in this room right now
Yes.
is that for the 35 years that I've listened to Tim tell the stories,
Yes.
that young anglers, young female anglers actually listen
Totally.
and they follow instruction. So you get her on a boat with a crew that cares, she'll pay attention and she's going to get it. Doesn't matter if she can cast or not. I know a few guys that'll cast a rod for her.
And as friendly
yeah,
as the
is.
bonito bite has been,
It's fun.
a 6-inch sardine on 25 pound only needs to be put
Just get it out there.
Right?
underhanded
Am I
5
wrong?
feet from the boat. Really.
Yeah, just get it out there.
And in terms of gear, get a spinning rod and reel. I mean, it's
was gonna say
perfectly
the same
capable
thing.
for bonito. You get one of those Shimano bait runners, like a 4,000 or a 6,000 size, so it's a little smaller and easy to fit in your hands. You could cast a Colt Sniper, never going to backlash. Turn the handle, one's going to climb on, or like you said, you could put a live bait and just click the lever forward, and line can swim off. And they're inexpensive. You can match it with a Shimano Terramar type rod. You can have an awesome outfit for a couple $100. Like.
And we have the most beautiful stretch of weather coming. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Let's
nice.
do it.
Like incredible.
Yeah.
Like you don't know how long this bonito is going to stay. I mean, it could be gone after
Sure.
this last blow. Like pay attention to the counts and hopefully it doesn't leave.
Yeah.
But it could be something that's gone next week.
Come down, come fishing with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The light spinner's the call.
I think so,
what an
too.
Epic rig for. I mean, it's versatile as hell. You can use it for that bonita and anything and everything else. But that for those bonita in particular, I mean, I remember back when I was a kid catching bonita on the spinning rod.
I get razzed for saying it from the boys at the shop, but spinning gear has come such a long way. Like it's not a Mitchell 300 anymore. Like there is spinning tackle that is very capable of catching whatever size fish you are after. And when we had that little round of time this year when big bait was harder to come by and it was a lot of anchovy and it was a lot of small sardine, a lot of spinning reels made their way out of the tackle store. And there was a lot of like aha moments where you could cast a firecracker sardine double the distance of the guy standing next to you with no pressure, because the bail is open. So that bait doesn't have any pressure against it when it's taking line off the reel. And a spinning reel that's put in the hands of an angler that's very savvy with conventional tackle can be it can be a real weapon.
There's no question about it. I mean, it's an equalizer too in the hands of an angler that's maybe less adept
Right.
or more of a novice angler. They're going to elevate their ability to, that of somebody that's had far more experience
Totally.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, they handle it. It's not the good old days when it's like, oh, the coffee
Yes.
grinder, here we go. Spoon flies off, and bail clicks open. Remember those guys? The bail would flip open. Damn.
Or like the fish would be taking line off so hard, like I would try to push the bail over and it just couldn't, the spring could, nothing that can be done and everybody's getting a chuckle.
Try to hammer it down your hand, your fingers are just getting shredded.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different today.
Yeah. Thank
they're,
God.
Like they're the real deal.
Yeah,
now. Like,
totally.
You can apply a ton of pressure, combined with a Spectre, the whole thing. We've seen a lot of tuna that are way too big for that gear.
Yeah.
Just dominated by guys that knew what they were doing. But again, going back to an angler that maybe isn't as adept, they put themselves in a huge position of advantage. And those things they're great.
And just,
they're fun.
Exactly.
That.
Yeah, exactly that. To your point, daughter, you put that thing and a Colt Sniper, they're going to bite the heck out of it. It's heavy. It's easy to cast. Like that's what I think I like about that so much is she will be very proficient and able to do start to finish on her own. She'll be able to make the cast, turn the handle, hook the fish. And that bonita fishing, good luck not getting hooked after a day of that. It's fun. They pull drag. It's just like catching a tuna on the Royal Star. You're weaving under and over and in between everybody, and everybody's got one on. Everybody's laughing. If one falls off, it's no big deal because it's such good fishing that you're going to catch one on the next cast anyways. It's a great way to introduce somebody to this type of sport fishing. The only thing I will caution you is like, be prepared to take her every time because like you get in on a wide open bonito bite, she will be hooked.
And you got to remember, I grew up with 1 to 2 pound bonito. I mean, that was the bonito we caught. And yeah, there were offshore 8 to 10 pounders, but all these fish, there are no small ones. They're all 4 to 6 up to 10 pounds. It's
beautiful. It's cool.
Right? I mean, it doesn't get an overnight trip out of Fisherman's Landing. Can't believe 2 hours is already over.
Crazy.
Right? We're going to be right back on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, and Facebook Live.
Looking for the ultimate Alaska fishing experience and the best value in Alaska? Look no further than Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. A trip to Kingfisher includes everything you need to make your experience legendary. The finest fishing fleet in Sitka with the best captains, deluxe accommodations, gourmet food, world-class fish processing, and the best part, it's all included for one amazing price. Kingfisher is Let's Talk Hookup's most popular destination. Hundreds of listeners have experienced Kingfisher Charters, and most go back again and again. You have probably heard a lot of big promises from other Alaska lodges, only to find there were lots of hidden charges. Not Kingfisher. Everything is included. 10-hour fishing days, your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, and fishing gear. All you bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. Kingfisher Charters, your Alaska fishing destination. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limit, Elgato Dos, Pride, Tribute Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open parties, schedule check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
It's year-end sell-a-thon, and it's happening now at your San Diego County Ford dealers. The Ford year-end sell-a-thon has limited-time offers featuring Ford Bronco and Bronco Sport with the standard tech and durability to handle whatever your holiday to-do list has in store. Shopping for the perfect gift? Check out the Ford Explorer, the all-time best-selling SUV that can fit the whole family this holiday season. Inventory is arriving daily with the best offers of the season on an incredible selection. Come see the award-winning lineup for yourself before the year ends. Hurry into your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up. Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Catine, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. We're going to have Mary Lee flip the coin. Go for it. Text her a caller. It goes to a caller.
Hey.
And the caller today is Alex. Alex in San Carlos. Congratulations with that overnight at a Fisherman's Landing.
How cool. Man, we were talking about during the break. We talk about every show, but the fact that this 2 hours went by so fast, it blows me away. It was such a great time with you guys. And I mean, what more accolades could you pass your way? You guys do such a great job at Fisherman's Processing. It's been so fun to watch it happen. And if somebody wants to take advantage of all the stuff that you've talked about, the reasons that make you guys so good, one more time, give us a rundown of the process and exactly how we get to take advantage of that great service you provide.
Thank you for the opportunity. More than anything, please just get online at fishermansprocessing.com, click on the green reservation button, green for go, and fill out your customer profile and then put in the date of your trip, what date you return. A lot of customers kind of forget and they say when they're leaving instead of when they're returning.
They're so fired up about leaving.
I know our job begins when you return. So, and put your $100 deposit down and we go from there. If you have any issues with that, just call us at the shop. We're 619-255-3128. And we'll be back in the shop as of the 30th and happy to take your calls and reservations.
And like you said, you actually answer the phone.
We do that.
Accommodating to a fault. Is exactly what it is. It's just whatever the request is. I haven't seen you guys say no to just about anything. It's really cool. And
we try to make the answer yes. And we just would love to work with all of you. Please don't hesitate. Give us a call.
I can tell you, us as anglers really appreciate having you. It's awesome. And don't go anywhere. And I'm so glad, Tim, that you wrangled her out of retirement. It was exactly what needed to happen, and we love it.
Thank you all.
Great job, you guys. Well, hey, we sure appreciate that and appreciate all that great information. And we appreciate you out there. Another great show coming for you tomorrow. Captain Renee from the Shogun is going to be joining us. We got lots of great fishing coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California Sport Fishing Voice on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.